Main spillway at Oroville Dam, as you saw, just opened. It was literally just as we hit noon straight up.
The Department of Water Resources is still releasing water from the Oroville Dam.
In the blink of an eye, a seemingly endless drought in California came to a sudden end. Just when we thought things were looking up, fate had other plans. A series of atmospheric river storms descended upon the region, causing Lake Oroville's water levels to skyrocket. Now the residents downstream are in danger of losing their homes once again. What caused this sudden surge, and how can we prevent a potential disaster from happening? Join us in today's video as we uncover the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface and the ticking time bomb that threatens Northern California. Nestled in Butte County, California, lies the mighty Lake Oroville, a colossal man-made reservoir that provides a lifeline to millions of Californians. Boasting a surface area of over 15,810 acres, it is the second largest reservoir in the state, standing tall beside the iconic Shasta Lake. But this is not just any body of water. It's a wonderland of biodiversity and a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, housing an abundance of wildlife from the majestic bald eagle to the stealthy mountain lion. Lake Oroville is also an engineering marvel, one of the many structures that make up California's water supply system. With a water holding capacity of an astounding 3.5 million acre-feet, it's enough to cover an area the size of Rhode Island with a foot of water. The Oroville Dam, which creates the reservoir, is a monumental earthen embankment dam, stretching a colossal 6,920 feet in length and 35 feet thick at the crest. But this dam is much more than a feat of engineering. It also provides hydroelectric power to the region, generating clean energy and offsetting the cost of maintaining the reservoir. Lake Oroville and Oroville Dam are truly a vital component of California's water supply system and a crucial source of life-sustaining water for the region. But the Oroville Dam and Lake Oroville have a fascinating story that goes beyond their mere functionality as a dam and reservoir. This tale is about the growth, struggles, and successes of a community. It all started in the early 20th century when California was facing a water shortage. To solve this problem, the State Water Project was established, a mammoth task that aimed to create a network of dams, reservoirs, and aqueducts across the state. The Oroville Dam was one of the most important parts of the project. The dam was built to regulate the flow of the Feather River and prevent floods. Construction of the Oroville Dam started in 1961 and took 7 years to complete at a cost of $400 million. Now it provides water to millions of Californians and irrigates over 1 million acres of farmland. But the Oroville Dam's story is not just one of infrastructure, it's also about the community's growth and development. Oroville has a rich history that goes back to the late 19th century, when it was named after the gold discovered in the area. It quickly became the county seat of Butte County and a transportation hub for the region. However, the construction of the Oroville Dam and Lake Oroville also had its downsides. The dam caused flooding, displacing thousands of people who had to be relocated to other parts of the state. The reservoir also submerged some sacred sites of the Maidu Native American tribe, leading to a cultural loss. In recent years, a severe drought in California caused the water levels in Lake Oroville to drop, and as a result, some fascinating secrets were unveiled. During the drought, a submerged forest was discovered that had been hidden underwater for over 50 years. The forest was home to trees estimated to be over 100 years old, providing insight into the region's history and how the ecosystem has evolved over time. But the most significant discovery was an ancient village site that dates back over 9,000 years. This site was discovered by a team of archaeologists in the late 1970s and offered important insights into the lives of Native American tribes that inhabited the region thousands of years ago. The artifacts found at the site demonstrated the local materials used by the Native Americans to make their tools and weapons, sparking further archaeological research in the area. The discovery of these secrets has given us a window into the past and provided a greater understanding of the cultural practices of early inhabitants in the region. Over the past decade, the Oroville Dam has encountered numerous challenges, but one event that struck fear into the hearts of locals and officials alike was the discovery of a major crack in one of its spillway walls back in February 2013. It was a routine inspection that revealed the crack, and its location was a cause for alarm. It was located in the middle of the spillway where water rushes out of the dam during times of high water. This spillway is crucial in preventing the water from overflowing the dam and causing massive flooding downstream. The crack was a significant worry because it could have allowed water to seep through the dam and weaken its foundation, potentially leading to a catastrophic failure of the dam and causing widespread devastation and loss. The state government and other agencies sprang into action when they realized the danger looming over the Oroville Dam. The first step taken was to lower the water levels in the reservoir behind the dam to take the pressure off and reduce the risk of the dam failing catastrophically. Next, a team of engineers and contractors was deployed to assess the damage and come up with a plan for repairing the spillway wall. The repair work was carried out by a team of skilled workers and engineers who worked tirelessly to reinforce the spillway wall with steel rebar and pour concrete into the crack. Despite the challenge, they completed the repair work within a few months, restoring the Oroville Dam's function and strengthening it. To prevent any further damage, the water level was kept low during the repair period. People could breathe easy knowing that their safety was secure. The crisis was a wake-up call for California, and they invested billions of dollars in repairing and upgrading critical infrastructures across the state to prevent such disasters from happening again. The state government took proactive measures to keep their citizens safe by implementing new dam safety protocols and regulations to reduce the risk of future disasters. They recognized the vulnerability of critical infrastructure and were not going to compromise on the safety of their people. As we've discussed earlier, California has been facing a devastating drought in recent years, and the consequences have been far-reaching. The effects of the drought have been particularly harsh on Oroville Lake, which used to be a vibrant spot for fishing and boating enthusiasts. However, the lake's water levels have plummeted to historic lows due to the prolonged drought. This situation has been unfolding for years, with the water levels dropping to just 32% of its capacity in January 2015, and then to a mere 24% in January 2016. The impact of the drought on Oroville Lake has been severe, leading to significant habitat loss for fish and other wildlife. Moreover, it has contributed to the growth of harmful algae blooms, posing a threat to human health and the ecosystem. This situation has had a ripple effect on California, exacerbating the already dire water shortage in the state. One of the sectors hit hardest by California's severe drought is the state agriculture's industry, which happens to be one of the largest in the world. Given that many of the crops grown in California require massive amounts of water, the water shortage has made it increasingly difficult for farmers to maintain their operations. As a result, many have been forced to leave their fields fallow or rely on expensive groundwater supplies, putting a significant strain on their finances. Unfortunately, the impact of the drought on the agriculture industry has not only affected farmers, but also consumers, with the prices of produce and other food items rising to a level where many Californians can no longer afford a healthy diet. In an effort to combat the situation, Governor Jerry Brown declared a state of emergency in January 2014, and residents and businesses had to adhere to mandatory water restrictions, including limits on outdoor watering and serving water in restaurants only upon request, with the aim of reducing water usage statewide. In addition, the state launched a public awareness campaign to encourage water conservation, offering rebates for replacing water-intensive lawns and drought-resistant landscapes, and incentives for installing water-saving devices such as low-flow showerheads. Despite all these efforts, the drought persisted, and the Oroville Lake's water levels continued to drop. The 2017 Oroville Dam crisis did not alleviate the situation, and experts warned that the impact of the drought on the region would be felt for years to come, as it was unlikely that Lake Oroville would ever fill up again. However, recent news about Lake Oroville is taking an unexpected and dangerous turn. Due to the rising water levels, the lake is now back in the headlines. It seems like California's weather has been playing an unpredictable game of cat and mouse. After years of drought, the state now faces a new challenge: floods caused by atmospheric rivers. The shift in weather has caused California to shift its focus from water conservation to flood prevention. The state's Department of Water Resources has activated its Flood Operations Center in preparation for the possibility of floods. To prevent downstream flooding, it is necessary to manage surface water, which is why water is being released from Lake Oroville. While the lake has seen a significant rise in water levels, it is still being closely monitored to prevent flooding downstream. The state is relying on its surface reservoirs and levees to manage surface water, and the water releases aim to reduce the risk of downstream flooding. California's water supply comes from its surface reservoirs and the Sierra Nevada snowpack, which provides about 1/3 of the state's water supply. While the snowpack is more than 18% of April's first average historically, there are concerns that the Oroville Dam may collapse due to the rise in water levels, which could cause catastrophic floods. The collapse of the Oroville Dam would result in a massive release of water from the reservoir behind it, causing widespread flooding downstream, with devastating consequences for the surrounding area. The potential collapse of a dam is causing anxiety, and the authorities are taking every possible measure to prevent it. The Department of Water Resources is working tirelessly to keep a watchful eye on the water levels in the reservoir and keep the community safe despite the challenges presented by the erratic weather patterns. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.